Good evening, everybody. Hopefully this thing doesn't go out again. That was really unusual. Come here. Anyways, I was going to introduce you to the newest member of the family, but apparently she doesn't want to talk to anybody. Here, fight that off. All right. I'm Mr. Pace. Good evening. Welcome, everybody. I was doing an earlier video and it got cut off, and hopefully I can remember what I said, so let's go over this. Time changes a lot of things, and time may change nothing. One of the things I like to tell people is you don't have to listen to me, listen to the documents, listen to the proof and the truth. And the proof and the truth is that recently I was told about another civil action that was filed against me. Now I'm kind of busy, I'm not always home, I have other things to do, like make a living and do other things. One of the things I like to tell everybody is that just because someone says something doesn't make it true. People have ulterior motives. I understand what's going on. And so, without further ado, I attended a meeting tonight of the Woodman Hills Filing 11. Well, the good news is that my friend, Mr. Stiver, a man vastly superior to me in intelligence when it comes to HOA matters and DRC matters and just about everything that matters with Kiowa. He's just been around that long. He's good friends with Bryce Meehan, and we're going to get to that in a minute. And tonight, the board let me have my hearing. Really didn't need a hearing. The hearing wasn't for what you think it was. Hold on a second. Hey, sweetie. I know. Hold on. Okay. All right. So you might as well meet the newest family member. This is, I don't know yet. I haven't got a name, but okay. So this is what keeps me company now, since my family's no longer here. It's one of the things you give up when you fight with a metro district for so many years. People just say, well, you know, it's never going to change, and I can understand it. So, anyhow, you go down. You got food. Go eat. So, long story short, today I witnessed something that I should have never had to witness, and I'm going to find out whether or not I can file a complaint against Bryce Meehan. And that complaint will be is that prior to the meeting tonight, after the board showed up, Bryce and the board and the manager got up and left the room and went outside for an impromptu meeting. I can't even tell you how many rules they broke doing that. And Bryce asked them to step outside. So Bryce, you're in a world of hurt right now. And if I was the board, I'd just get rid of you. Because I don't know what you said to them. I got a pretty good idea what you may have said to them. And I'm sure it's along the lines of he's carrying a tape recorder, you need to be on your best behavior, and blah, 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 blah. And as I recorded, I said, do you need me to leave the room so you can have an executive session to talk about this? Which is the proper venue to do it. That's why I always tell the people in charge and people that think they know more than me or better than me or they just whatever, is that you don't understand me. I'm about what's right. I don't care if it's popular or whatever it does, it furthers anything I've ever done. That's why I'm going to, it is what it is. Do I communicate well? No, there's days I don't, and I don't care. I don't have to apologize for what I am and who I am. You know who I am. But the one thing you can count on, okay, is that when I'm telling you I have documents to back up my stuff, it's there. And what happened tonight at that meeting was conduct unbecoming of an attorney. You don't take your clients outside to have a talk in public and basically do that unofficially. That's not legal. I don't know why you did it, Bryce. You know I'm going to be standing here talking about it on a Facebook page. So to the lady that's over there talking about what I have to say about you, see, I do it to everybody. So we're going to get to that in a minute. So I want to let you know that I presented evidence to the board in emails that you don't know about 51 homes in filing 11. Now, I'm sure the lawyer's going to tell them that the sunshine blows up their ass and they all got big hoo-hoos and life is going to be great and their wives are going to take care of them and do all that. That's fine. Here's my problem, okay? That's not reality. The reality of it is there was a document that I found, and I found tons of them, that was never given to the homeowners in filing 11 because I now know that 6 homeowners that were on the list never got them. And they've been here. And then even the new ones, including my neighbors, never seen it. It's not my document. It was a document done by Melody Homes, which supersedes the original covenants. I've given the board something to think about, and I hope they take it to heart. the simple way out of it without a lot of fanfare and lawsuits and all these other things that could potentially put them at risk for bankruptcy would be to do what I'm hoping Mr. Stiver explained to them. And I hope they listen to him and not their attorney. Their attorney's charging them $300 to $500 an hour. Why don't you just give them the car now? Just go into the bank, take 50 grand out and give them the vehicle. Because any lawyer that can take his clients outside and have a discussion outside of the parameters and the venue of a meeting is not a good attorney. I do want to give Mr. Meehan a kudos today because he definitely didn't act the fool tonight. But the problem was he tried to pinpoint me down to something when it was the management that failed to do their job. Management didn't have any numbers, no records, and sat there and looked at the board like, oh, I'm a pretty woman, and oh, thank you, boys. No. And even people like Mrs. Kling, for instance. When I got nailed for my truck, what did she do? She gave him a picture and a date. Problem solved. Not this one, right? And the problem was, I remedied the situation, took care of whatever I had to take care of, and still, the issue still remains is this. I was accused of violent behavior and threatening doormen in their company or people that work for them. No more. No more women running down to a court. No more women calling the cops. No more women making up stuff. I don't blame guys for turning gay. I don't blame guys for getting divorces. I don't blame guys for leaving their wives and their girlfriends when stuff like that happens. I cannot blame you. I have lived through it way too much. Only to have to go into court, like I told the board, and have to spend all my money and time to defend it. Only to have to win. And I got to go through it again, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. Okay, so you don't like the way I talk and you don't like the way I walk, and I understand that. Sometimes I don't come across well. Sorry, folks, just the way it is. You know I'm a disabled vet. I do the best I can. On my good days, I'm great. On my not so good days, But instead of giving me a break and asking me, you just call me a fucking piece of shit. I don't agree with it. Okay? What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. And if you bother to spend 5 minutes looking at the documents and not me, you find out I was right. Okay? I'm not always going to be 100% right, but when I screw up, I'll let you know. These are lien documents that were filed against properties in this district. Liens. If you look at the bottom, land title stamp on all of them. Did you get them? Did you know about them? No, because I know that there's one lien in perpetuity on the properties in this district, and it had to do with debt. And those liens should have been given you at closing. That's how somebody, for some reason, told me to go digging deeper for the covenant matter, and I did, and I found it, along with a bunch of other documents. And Chuck Waring gets a special shout out tonight because some of his documents are going to help. So what I suggest is this, only because you really don't listen to me and you listen to everybody else, and that's cool, okay? Why don't you ask the 50 other homeowners if they really want to be a part of the DRC anymore? Probably not. Or you can do the right thing, which is what the Army teaches us to do as soldiers, always do the right thing in the absence of someone watching, okay? And fix it. Because if it goes sideways and things don't go your way, even though your lawyer's going to make bank on it, then you know what's going to happen? It all goes away. That's it. And you know me, I like to fight. I have nothing to lose. I've lost everything already, almost including my house. So, you think I'm going to give up? No. I have all these documents I picked up this week, and I now know that Micah Howell was introduced to a ton more documents and took pictures. And I'm hoping Mr. Howell, not Warren House Howell anymore, welcome to the suck, actually realizes that Mr. Pace isn't the enemy. And we all don't like the Water District. I don't like them more than you do because personal issues. And Mr. Howell, maybe you ought to think about this for a minute. Had I not had to get into it with Woodman Hills, I wouldn't be as broke as I am, tired as I am, and as old as I am in the position I'm in. I don't have a retirement anymore. It's gone. I don't have time to listen to people lecture me on how I talk, speak, or walk. I don't care. I just gave up. Okay? So maybe you ought to start thinking about the fact that Ron's not the enemy. That to do the right thing takes very little effort. Okay? There's a total of 70 properties involved in filing 11 that have documentation to support my claims. 70 total. 19 over there, 51 over here. I just want to know how Land Title didn't get that shit right. So, to go over this one, this, make sure I got the right one. This was documents that pertain to my property, and it's stamped Land Title, not in my closing documents, okay? And it's here. The next one is this one, and this is the one, also Land Title. See where I'm going? Okay, so all of this was filed properly, it's just the problem is nobody got it. This is the one, let me see if I got this right. It's two, all right, so this one, well, this is the final, this is 3 of 6. There's a few more pages to this, and that one's over there. So, long, is that it? Oh, this one's different. All right, so anyways, what I'm trying to tell everybody is, just because it was filed by a title company doesn't mean you got it. And it's not my fault that I found it now, but it would have fixed the problem then. We weren't supposed to be in HOA. That's all. And now I'm hoping Micah Howell and his arrogant ways, and you are, you know you are, you're an officer, you don't take, you like to control everything, and this time you can't. And the discussion you had with Dave Stiver wasn't me. So maybe now you can take something away from it, call the board, have a meeting, and do the right thing. Because I tell you, if you lose this one, it's all or nothing. And I can tell you, based on what the lawyer might tell you, I'm not worried about him. I'm filing an ARC complaint against Bryce for what he did tonight by taking the board outside and having an impromptu discussion with him. No, you don't. You never do that. I don't know why he would do that in a million years. He did treat me nice tonight, but that's still not the issue. I'm Mr. Pace. Just because someone talks a certain way doesn't mean they have bad intentions. It's always been my intention to make sure that the people in this district get fair, equitable servitude for their money and the biggest bang for the buck. But as Mr. Stiver's been trying to explain to a limited group of people, the information I've been bringing you, you haven't been paying attention to because you don't like the way I'm bringing it to you. But it's the best I can do. So now I'm tired, I'm old, and that's it. So take 5 minutes, go through all the documents I've ever posted, and look at what I said. And then ignore that, and then read the documents. But I'm telling you right now, if this is going to turn into a shitstorm because your lawyer wants to make bank, just buy him the car now and avoid the rush. Because if I win, it's not just for me, it's for what's right. And it's easy to it's easy to do the right thing when you have something to back you up. I want to congratulate the board tonight of filing 11 for actually not treating me like shit. And listening, and even shaking my hand and being cordial and everything. Miss Tamra, and then you got Mr. Mattson, and I'm sorry about the other fellow, I can't remember his name, but everybody, it was pretty good. They even talked about giving me the documents and helping me find them. That's all you have to do. I know they exist. The problem is nobody wants to turn them over because it may spell doom for a lot of things. The problem is for 51 homeowners, it already spelled doom for the DRC. Because in them, it basically says what rights belong to who. And I'm a pretty good read. So, Mr. Howell, since I'm not the enemy, and I do know that you made a comment about the water district, maybe you ought to start thinking about the fact that if the water district did what they were supposed to do several years ago, we wouldn't be up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. Okay, because the water's already gone. And the statements you made about something about wells is inaccurate. I'll just say that, okay? If you go and look at the pump logs that are filed at Upper Black Squirrel, you'll get the facts. And they're just not telling you everything. Why would I lie to you? I'm in the same boat you are. I would want to have all the water known to man. But if you start giving away a finite resource and we don't have the money to pump it out of the ground because we can't put wells in, okay. Spend 5 minutes remembering that in the military, a soldier's always told to do what's right. And I'm going to always keep doing that, even in the face of adversity. That's why the board of directors for Woodman Hills never wants me on that water board because I'm always gonna do what's right and what's best for the people. Even if it doesn't help the district at all. That's our job. That's what we do. That's what we were trained to do. And I'm still living that. So I wanna thank everybody for coming by. I really am tired. I need a vacation. And listen, when you decide to do the right thing, just call me and tell me. I don't have to brag about it, because I know what the right thing to do is. I told you what I expected you guys to do, and I hope you do it. I hope to see the documents that I asked for. I will go ahead and get the copies of the recordings of what happened at Dorman, and then I hope you make the right decision. And my suggestion would be is that you replace the attorney for pulling a sleazy move by having you guys go outside. That's conduct unbecoming. It's not the right thing to do. I even offered to get out. You know I recorded it. Yeah. Mr. Pace, thanks for stopping by Woodman Hills Exposed. And the next time you want to know something, just ask me, because I've spent years at the county clerk's office digging up all the dirt on this and giving it to Mr. Stiver so he can make heads or tails out of it, because I don't. If I could, I would have. So, you have any questions, right here. Email is rnman2@msn.com. Phone number if you want to talk to the spaceman is 719-217-0891. But I will be seeking relief for the people on this list because they're my neighbors and it's the right thing to do and they're entitled to it. And people are entitled to live a certain way, and I'm going to try to make that happen. So you guys keep putting your trust in Troy Stinson, the Water District, and anybody else you think are better than me. Have a good night.